Hello, welcome to the Mythology Manifest. Today's video is going to be on one of the oldest beings in Greek mythology. She is the only being feared by Zeus, she resides in the underworld and has immense terrifying powers. She is Nyx, the primordial deity of the night. I hope you enjoy it. So the first being in the world was Chaos, and from Chaos came two more beings, Nyx and Erebus, also known as Night and Darkness. From Nyx and Erebus came everything else ever created, and if you want to know more about that, then please check out my video on the Greek mythology creation story. Nyx is often described as having a shadowy figure, which made her the perfect personification for the night. In ancient art, Nyx was often drawn in one of three different ways. She was either depicted as flying with wings, which spread her night mists for her, as a charioteer riding her night chariot across the sky, or crowned with an aureole of dark mist which wrapped around the earth to cause the night. Come the morning, her daughters Hemera and Aether, also known as Light and Day, would chase away her dark mists of night and banish Erebus' dark blanket from the world. Nyx has always been viewed as a very unique goddess. It was believed that she could impact mankind and Earth in either a good or bad way, dependent on her mood. She had the ability to bring sleep or death onto the human race, but thankfully it was usually just sleep. She really is not a goddess that you wanted to mess with. In some religions and cultures, Nyx is still worshipped and viewed as a very powerful goddess. The moonstone is used to honour her to this day, as it reflects its owner, and should be used during the full moon when Nyx is viewed to be at her most powerful and can bless the owner of the moonstone. It was said that Nyx lived in Tartarus, the deepest, darkest place in the underworld. It was viewed as a place of torment, suffering, and pure darkness. It was usually where the most feared or evil creatures lived or were banished in Greek mythology. Funnily enough, however, Nyx is not the personification of evil in Greek mythology, and she's never spoken of having done anything more evil than Zeus himself does in any mythology. Not that Zeus is where you really want to stand on the morality scale. It is because of her mysterious and dark nature that most see Nyx as more of a villain figure than she ever actually appears to be. Unlike many other gods and goddesses with even a remote connection to the darkness, the night, or the moon, including Hecate, Persephone, and Artemis, Nyx was never the figurehead of any cult, but was worshipped as a background deity in many of the ones for other gods and goddesses. It's very rare that Nyx is seen as a central figure in any mythological tales, but that doesn't mean she wasn't around. She often played a background role as she was powerful and omniscient enough to know not to get involved in the petty dramas of the gods or mortals, unless a member of her family was in danger. An interesting tale that shows her involvement took place between Nyx's son, the god of sleep, Hypnos, and the king of the gods, Zeus. Hera, who was Zeus's wife and the goddess of marriage and family, asked Hypnos to put Zeus to sleep so she could torment his son Heracles while he slept. Hypnos did as Hera asked, and he had some of his mother's power to make both mortals and immortals fall asleep, but he was not nearly as powerful as Nyx was. Because he was not that powerful, the plan did not end very well. Hypnos was not strong enough to incapacitate Zeus, and the king of the gods woke, and Hera blamed the entire thing on Hypnos. In anger, Zeus began to hunt Hypnos down so that he could kill him, and so Hypnos fled to his home in the underworld, where he lived with his brother Thanatos, god of the dead. But Zeus did not fear Thanatos or the underworld, and continued to hunt Hypnos. Word travelled to Nyx that her son was in danger, and so she sent an invitation to Hypnos to come and seek refuge in her palace in Tartarus. Hypnos accepted the invitation, and when he did, Nyx sent a message to Zeus explaining where Hypnos was and that he could enact his revenge if he came to find him. So Zeus declined the offer and said that he completely forgave Hypnos, and this was actually because he was too scared to go anywhere near to Nyx or her palace. This speaks volumes about her power, as Zeus did not fear anyone else. Because of this myth, Nyx was not only viewed as a goddess of night and sometimes evil, but also the goddess of motherhood, protection, similar to Hecate, who I have also done a video on. And that is it on the primordial deity of the night, Nyx. I think she's a really cool and fascinating goddess, and I hope you agree. Let me know what you think of Nyx down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment or subscribe. I mentioned Hecate and the Greek creation myth in this video, and if you want to know a little bit more about them, then please feel free to check out my videos on those topics. I've also been blogging a little bit lately on the patriarchy in ancient Greece and Rome, on who was most responsible for the Trojan War, and on why keeping classics alive is so important. So if you'd like to check those out, I will put links in the description. If you want to show your support further, then please follow this channel's Twitter account, on which I put on mythological facts and let you know what the next video will be about and when I will be uploading it. There is a link for that in the description below. This is all helping keeping classics alive. Thank you. I will see you next time on the Mythology Manifest.